Hello students, how are you? I hope you all are doing good. Today we're gonna solve BPT 6 test paper. I'm Abhiraj with Physics SME. I will solve the physics section. Without wasting your time, let's get started. As you can see here in the physics section, the chapters covered from BPT 1 to BPT 5. Since there are mixed questions, like mixed concepts, questions from different chapters. Moving to your first question. Let me zoom a little bit so it will be more convenient to you. First, we will try to understand the question. Thereafter, we will look for the explanation of it. Okay. Now, the first question belongs to the current electricity. It says that the EMF of a cell having internal resistance 1 ohm is balanced against the length of this. Okay. On a potentiometer wire. It's a question of potentiometer wire. Like there is a balance over there that the resistance box is balanced with the length of the potentiometer wire. And when an external resistance 2 ohm is connected across the cell, the balancing length will be. It is asking that when the external resistance 2 ohm is acting on the connected to the cell, then the balance length will shift. Okay. Now moving to the explanation. As you can know, the internal resistance can be calculated by R is equals to E by V minus 1 into R simply. So from here we can we can get this formula by V equals to IR, and secondly we can get it by V equals to E minus what I small r, E minus I small r. From here we can put IR here equals to E minus IR, taking it as a here, putting the value of V equals to, or from here we can do one thing. I we get common, R plus R equals to E. So what do we want? Okay, we want a small r. So if we want a small r, we need to eliminate I from here. We just eliminate, no, this is not needed. We want a small r from here. So from the small r, we eliminate I from here. So once we eliminate I, from here I is equals to V are putting here E equals to V plus IR, V plus I equals to Vy capital R into R. So it will be like E equals to V into 1 plus R by R. So it will be like E by V minus 1 into a capital R equals to a small r. It is written here. Here it is 1, not I. The small r is equals to your E by V minus 1 into R. This is our small r. Now, the thing is that, like, we need to understand that E by V here, R is a small resistance, E is the EMF, V is the potential difference, and the capital R is the kernel resistance value. So from the question we can understand it out, like here capital R is given as 2 ohm. Okay, then putting the value from here, like a small r, internal resistance is given as a 1. So 1 is equals to E by V minus 1 equals to 2. So putting it here, 1 by 2 plus 1 equals to E by V. So your E by V equals to simply your 3 by 2. Now in potentiometer, you know that E by V is equals to what? E by V equals to L minus means L minus 100. or in meter if you say L by L minus 1, putting it like 3 by 2. Now from here we know that, sorry, L1, because it is balanced in this way now, this by this simply. This is resistance. Resistance is equals to R equals to Vy. From here put the value, V gets cancel out I1 by I2, or I gets cancel out, so V1 by V2 equals to R1 by R2, which is equals to L1 by L2. So L1 by L2 can be given by 1 minus 100 minus simply here, is equals to 3 by 2. So putting the values, L1 equals is given, initially it is given 330 centimeter. Putting here, we can calculate L2. And solving out, L2 will come out to be 220 centimeter. First option is your correct answer. This is a question based on the potentiometer. Here it is not I. Here it is current. Sorry, here it is 1, not the current. Okay, it's 1 numeric value. Now moving to the next question. What will be the ratio of average speed in the first 2 seconds to that of speed in the next 4 seconds? It is asking the average speed 2 seconds to average speed from 0 to 4 seconds. The ratio of this. You know, average speed is given by total distance by total time. Here it is a displacement time graph is given. First it is asking for the first 2 seconds. So here it will be 0 is here. Here first 2 seconds is up to here, and then first 4 seconds is up to here. So here it is asking about the average speed. Now we know speed is equals to change in displacement, so change in total time by total distance by total time. So in 2 seconds, first displacement is 0, 0, and at this point it is s. So it will be like s, displacement will be your s minus 0 by 2 minus 0. This will be your, as you can see in the exponential, s by 2. Now for first 4 seconds, for the first 4 seconds, here I think something is missing, because let me erase it and then we can understand it here. What will be the ratio of average speed in the first second? Okay, like it is t equal to 0, and in the y-axis, suppose this is some value s, but we don't know the value of at t equals to 4. In t equals to 4, the total distance covered by this is, it goes in this way and this way. Total distance is like this. So we don't know the exact value of displacement at t equals to 4 from this graph. We don't know the exact value of from this graph, means like the distance. So we cannot calculate, the displacement or distance at t equals to even 2 seconds or 4 seconds, because the value at here is also not given, and the value up to this uh, s dash is also not given, because the body is moving in y direction, so it goes first in this, then its displacement decreases but speed increases, the distance increases. So first the in at t equals to, let me clear it, at t equals to 0 to 2 seconds, the distance will be this value s, which we don't know, and t equals to 0 to 4 seconds. Distance will be your s plus this value. It's like s plus s minus s dash means 2s minus s dash. This is your distance. So we need to understand. We need to know the means like. Asha, we can do one thing. Let's suppose we call it s, but we don't know, and we call it s dash. But we can't eliminate s dash now. Even we take the ratio of it, our s dash will always be there. So we can't eliminate s dash. So the answer will be not in numerical value. There it should be given some value. There is issue in the graph. Here issue in the graph. So we can't be sure on it. What should be the exact answer of it? Okay. So yeah, we can't sure it. We can't say like this. Okay, this is a big question here. You should understand it out. Now, go. My work is to explain you the thing. I can't just read the question and move to the solution and just make try to make you understand the solution is correct. No, it's not the fact. Here the things are missing, means things are missing. Here there is a graphical issue. In solution they have made it, but in graph there is no such thing. And in exam you don't have the solution. You have the question. So we need to understand things through the question. Okay, so there is the issue in question number second, according to me. Now, water flows from height 60 meters at a rate of this operates a turbine. The losses due to the frictional force are 10% of input energy. How much power is generated by the turbine? Okay, it's again question of work power energy because the water falls from this height and the rate is given. Means like dm by dt is given. From here we can calculate the thrust and that we can calculate the power of it. Now moving to the solution. Height is given, g is given, everything is given. Now it is saying that 10% is gone to the waste, means like frictional forces, outcome has overcome the frictional forces, means like it went out. It went out means what? It went out means basically it lost. It lost simply. So we have now 90% only. So by 90% we can move the turbine. So we can understand one thing, that power. Power is given by what? Power is simply your, we can understand in this way also. Power is your force into velocity. Force into your velocity, and the water falls from this height. So you need to understand it, or you can power can be done in this way also. Force is given by you. Simply force is mass into acceleration. Mass into acceleration means what? Mass into acceleration. dv by dt into v. Okay. Here we have height. Here we have this rate of change of mass is given. We can't use this formula here. Here we can't use this formula. We need to use force is equals to, because the body here dv by dt velocity is not changing. So here we need to use force into v. Force is equals to v dm by dt into v simply. So your v will be here v square into 15. Now v square will be your simply 2 v is equals to your root 2 gh. So v square is equals to 2 gh into 15. So as you can see in the solution, it will be 15 into 10 into 60 into 90%. Efficiency will be also multiplied. 90% means 90 by 100. That is your 0.9. So multiplying this value, you get 8100 watt. That is 8.1 kilowatt, because the option is in kilowatt. So the correct option will be option number 3. You just need to proceed in this way, because here the velocity is not changing, because when it is falling to the turbine, That point is velocity is fixed that we can calculate through the height. V is equals to root 2gh. Now moving to the next question. And the brightness of the light bulb when a heating appliance is switched on will be. It is asking about it's a theoretical question. As you can see here, an ideal current source is a component that provides a constant current output that remains unchanged regardless of the load resistance. Exactly. In contrast, non-ideal current source has a limited range of output current that may vary with the change in the load. Therefore, when heating appliances is connected to a circuit due to its high voltage demand, some of the voltage will be cut from the bulb, so the result the brightness of the bulb will decrease. But for the ideal source, it will remain the same. So it is asking the brightness of the light bulb decrease for non-ideal, yeah, but remain same for the ideal. It is first is the correct answer. You can read this. I have also read the explanation for you. You can also read it. Moving ahead, the position of a particle is given by this. Find the magnitude of the direct and the direction of velocity at t equals 0. Velocity, you know, is dr by dt. Put the value equals to t equal to 1 second, and your is like what its direction it is asking. So just put for the direction, you just need to calculate v vector. That will be your vx I cap plus vy j cap plus vz k cap. As here vz k cap will be 0, as here 5. So your tan theta will be simply your vy by vx mod. So theta will be your tan inverse of vy by vx mod. So this will be your answer. You can see in the calculation. R is given, V can be calculated in this way. From here we get the magnitude, and this is our vector. We can get put the value. That's V y by Vx. That will be your. Here T will be not there. As we put T equals to 0, T equals to 1 second, the things will get out. So tan theta will be 45 degrees. So correct answer will be 4 root 2 45 degrees. First option is the correct answer. Now moving ahead, the next question. Carbon, aluminum wire in series. Correct combination has the equivalent resistance at this. The value of resistance at each wire at 0 degrees Celsius, so the resistance of combination does not change with the temperature. Carbon, the coefficient of resistivity of carbon is given, and the thermal coefficient of aluminum is given. Okay. It is asking about the value of resistance that each of the wire of each wire. So it is asking about the resistance value of each wire. The resistance of the combination is given. It is asking about the each value. So you know, like resistance, if it is in series, so R equivalent will be your simply your R1 plus R2, simply your R1 plus R2. Then R1, you know, you can easily calculate by like R combination 1 plus alpha delta T, and again your sorry R carbon, not combination. Combination is this R carbon plus R aluminum 1 plus alpha delta T, 1 plus alpha delta T. This is the thing. Now, R equivalent is given, that is 90 degree, and delta T is simply your 0, as you can understand here. Delta T means what? Change in. There will be no change here. That will be simply 0, you know, it's 90. You just need to do the RC plus R aluminum. So now, as you can see from here, like here 1 plus alpha delta T, what it is asking. It's Rs is equals to Rc plus Ral. Rs equals to Rc 1 plus alpha C delta T. Ral 1 plus alpha. This is R of the carbon. Now what? Now what they have been? Okay. Now we can put this inside. Then it will become Rc plus Rl Al. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Then it will be like this. Okay, yeah, this equation is correct. Now this will become 0. So this equation will become 0. So once it gets 0, delta T will be removed. That means this plus this is equals to 0. So from here we can get Rc into alpha C plus Ral into alpha Al equal to 0. From here we get one equation, that is from this. From this we get the equation like Rc and alpha C is given as minus 0.3 into 10 to the power minus 3. So minus 0.5 into 10 to the power minus 3 plus Ral into 4 into 10 to the power minus 3. So from here equal to 0. From here 10 to the power minus 3 also went out. Then it becomes 4 RAL 4 RAL equals minus 0.5 Rc equals to 0. Then it will become 4 RAL equal to 0.5 Rc. From here we get RAL, it will be your RAL, RAL will be your 0.5 by 4 Rc. Means 0.5 means what? 0.5 means 5 by 10. 5 by 10. Uh, 5 by 10 means 1 by 2. Means 1 by 8 Rc. So your Rc will become 8 times RL. So this is your one equation. Got it? Now we have another equation RAL plus RC equal to RC. So RC RAL will be RAL and RC will be R RC will be 8 times RAL equal to RS. So it will be your 9 times RAL equal to 90. So RAL will equals to your 10 ohm. So RAL will be 10. So RAC will be 80. So RC will be 80, RL by 10. This second is your correct option. Here they have not done your solutions means like calculation properly. I have explained you the each step from here. You can get it from here. We need to make two equations to adjust it, find the value of each variable. Now moving to the next question. Two metal spheres R1 and R2 are very apart from but is connected by a thin wire. If the combined charge is this, then their common potential. It's a question of electrostat. Okay. Now, if we know that the combined charge is given, combined charge means what? Let's suppose at one body there is a charge Q1, another it will be capital Q minus Q1. Now, common potential. At common potential, we know that we know the what we know that the potential will be when they are attached with a wire, the potential will be equal VA equals to VV. So your K Q1 by radius is R1 equals to K Q minus Q1 K Q sorry K wait you can see here the potentials are equal. So K Q1 by R1 K Q minus Q1. From here we get the Q1 value. Q1 is equals to Q R1 by R1 plus R2. Now potential will be your K Q1 by R1. Putting the value of Q1 here, we get the common potential. So the correct option will be K cube R1 plus R2. Means option first is your correct answer. Now moving ahead to the next question. It's a question of dimension. Which of the following physical quantity are the dimension of ml square T minus 2? Okay. We can calculate the pressure dimension, that will be equals to this. The dimension of here they have written the power. Power dimension is ml square t minus 3. So the dimension of work ml square t minus 2. So the correct option will be option number second. Now moving ahead, a particle of mass 1 kg and charge is projected towards a non-conducting fixed spherical cell having same charge uniform distributed on the surface. Same charge means what? This charge is also distributed on its surface. The minimum initial velocity V0 projected required for just gauge the cell. Gauge means what? Just pass it. So we know here we need to use the two laws of physics. That one is called momentum conservation, then other is called your energy conservation. Now looking at the solution, let's suppose the initial velocity is u and final velocity is v. Now we need to understand it out, like the energy by applying your energy conservation. That will be your initial kinetic energy plus potential energy equals to final kinetic energy plus potential. Initially there is no kinetic energy. Sorry, there is no potential energy because the it is coming from a very far distance. So there is only potential energy. Sorry, there is only kinetic energy. When it is here, then there is potential energy plus kinetic energy. So your potential energy will be simply at the surface, it will be your kq by r. So it will be 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into r into q. So this will, and your kinetic energy, initial kinetic energy half m u square, final kinetic energy half m v square plus kq by r. This is your energy equation. Now applying the momentum conservation, as this is almost conserving the momentum. Initially we don't know the velocity of the body, but here the particle of mass and charge this projected spherical cell. Okay, by applying the momentum conservation, what we can do? Radius is given. Okay, this height is 0.5 mm. No, 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 no. Not linear momentum is not conserved. Okay, there will be not linear, no linear momentum. We can apply the. Let me understand. Here there is no torque about the center. So we can apply the, yeah, we can apply the conservation of angular momentum. There is mistake here. Angular momentum, angular momentum, angular momentum conservation will be there. So it will be like m1 v1 r1 equals to m2 v2 r2. So your mass will be this, v will be your u, r will be your this perpendicular distance. So m, that is capital M, it is taken as a mass of this object. This is capital M. M, applying the moment and angular momentum conservation of this body. Here it is also wrongly written. It will be capital M. Mistakes and this. So capital M into V. So we can understand it here as it is coming from a very far distance. This is your M and this is your velocity U. So it goes in this way. Applying a moment an angular momentum conservation about the center. This will be like this. So from center the perpendicular the net torque, because there is an electrostatic force. Electrostatic force is a central force, means like acting towards the center always, just like gravity. So their net torque is zero. Net torque is zero. So we can apply the conservation of angular momentum here. So applying the conservation of angular momentum here, this is your perpendicular distance from here, and finally your perpendicular distance become your radius. So it will be your m, this m, so capital M, v is your this u, and perpendicular distance is 0.5 equals to, after coming here, the mass will be m and velocity will be v and perpendicular distance will be radius, and radius is given as a 1 mm. So it will be 1 mm. So this equation will become like this. So v will be your u by 2. Once you get v equals to u by 2, putting the value here, we get the value of v. What is it asking? V. So V, once we get the value of V, we can put value of V here and get the value of U. So after calculating, we get U equals to 2 under root 2 by 3. Option second is the correct answer. Here it is angular momentum conservation. Here also like Q formula is written wrongly. It will be like KQ by R. Means what? 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into R that is multiplied by Q. That's why I'm explaining you these things in detail. Because there are typing errors in the formulas, in the explanation sheet. Now moving ahead to the next question. Find the velocity of the particle if the position is given. It is what velocity? Velocity will be simply dx by dt. So it will be your 6t minus 2. So at what time it is asking? 6t minus t minus what? Sorry, it will be 0. 60. 2 is a constant. Differentiation will be 0. 60 will be your answer. Third is the correct answer. Now moving ahead. In the circuit shown figure, capacitance C1, C2 is given, battery is given, the switch is S1 is closed first, and open, S2 is closed. It's again a very famous question. What is the final charge? It is asking what the final charge. At the first step, what is happening? We know that the EMF is given. At first step, S1 is closed. If S1 is closed, there will be only circulation in this way. So there is a charge stored in this. And once the charge stored in this and then S2 is closed, then this capacitor will charge this one, and there will be a common potential between them, and hence it has some charge on it. First, this EMF means like the external force will charge C1 capacitor. When it gets fully charged means when the potential of C1 is just equivalent to the potential of the external source, then it will get fully charged. Thereafter what happens? We just opens the S1 and closes the S2. Then this fully charged capacitor will charge C2 and C1 will charge C2. Then it will charge up to that time at which their potential gets equal. This is the simple concept. Now you can see the calculation here from first year. Mm, First it needs to charge it. So let's suppose first calculate the charge here. So E is given as a 20 volt. C1 is given as a C1 is equals to what? C1 is equals to 6 microfarad. So Q1 equals to Q equal to C1 into V. C1 into V. So C1 is equals to 6 microfarad into 20. So your micro is equals to 10 to the power minus 6. And it will be yours Q equal to CV. So 6 into micro 10 to the power minus 6 into 20. So it will be 112 into 10 to the power minus 5. This is your charge on this. So as this has this charge, okay, as you can see here it is also written this. Now this charge, it is fully charged. Now what will happen? Now it will charge this second capacitor up to the time when both get the same potential. Means what? The potential is same. That means V is same for them. So what will be your charge? So we know Q equal to CV. So V equal to Q by C. Let's suppose there is a charge Q comes here. So here it left Q minus Q. So your potential will be your simply Q minus Q by C1 equals to small q by C2. Putting the value, we can get a small q. That is the value of this. And that will be your correct answer. I don't know what they have done in the solution. They have done very ridiculously. No one can understand which by this solution was the concept behind it. It's not justifiable. So once you calculate it, do the calculation. I am just leaving the calculation on you. Or you can say I'm just trusting the calculation or the final answer. At least I can trust on the final answer of it. So your final answer will come out to be 40 microcoulomb. But I told you the whole explanation of it, how to solve the question. First, it will charge the capacitor 1. Once it will get completely charged, then the capacitor 1 will charge capacitor 2. Okay, then it will charge capacitor 2. and it will charge up to the time when there will be when there will be equipotential between C1 and C2. Now moving to the next question, let me check whether my things are recording or not. Okay, yeah. So, on bending a conducting wire, the resistance will increase because the drift velocity of electron in the bend it will decrease. It's again a theoretical question. Resistance will decrease because drift velocity. Resistance will bend increase. Resistance will decrease because the drift velocity of electron in bent wire will remain the same. Resistance will remain same. Yeah, you need to understand it out. When the let's suppose there is a conductor wire, okay, and you bend it out. What is the drift? Drift velocity is equal to Vd equals to what? Drift velocity is acceleration into time. Acceleration is your E by m into tau. It depends on charge. It depends on electric field. It depends on mass of electron. It depends on the time, relaxation time. Now we need to understand resistance. Resistance is given by what? Resistance is your R equals to what? V by V and V equals to potential equals to E into L. Now understand it. E into L. Now I equals to VD and VD and E A. So from here VD we put VD from here. Means resistance is independent of these things now. Resistance depends on the length of the wire and the material of it. Once you put it here, you get the result. So resistance will be independent of the shift velocity. So it will be simply bending will not change it. Third option is the correct answer. Now moving ahead, a ball is projected from point A with a velocity 20 meter per second at an angle 60 degree to the horizontal direction. At the highest point B of the path, the velocity will be V. And you know, at highest point there will be only this will U cos theta. U will be your 20, cos theta will be cos 60 sin 31 by 2, 10 meter per second. Here units are missing. Okay, it said V meter per second. So unit there is no need of it. Fourth is the correct answer. Don't need to look that much calculation. Now moving ahead. 360 watt 120 volt. So you know P equals to from here. You know voltage, you know power, you get the current through each bulb. Okay. If the current is more than this value for each bulb, that bulb will fuse. Simply it will fuse and the circuit will break. And if the current is less than this value of the each bulb, then there will be no issue. The bulb will work properly. Source is given, shown in the total power dissipation in the three bulbs. Okay. You can also calculate the resistance of each bulb. R equals to what? V square. P equals to V square by R. From here, R equals to V square by P. Put the value of V here and P here. You get the resistance of each. You get current through each. Once you get resistance of each, first you can calculate the total current. Let's suppose it is R1, it will be also R1, it will be also R1. So R equivalent will be your simple R by 2 plus R means 3R by 2. Your voltage will be given, you get the R of each which is equal to your R. You get resistance, you know, you get equivalent resistance, you get equivalent potential. You can calculate the total current. You know each, total current. If total current is greater than this, it will burn out. If it is not greater, it will sustain. So you can see in the solution, I have explained you much more. Even in the solution, the things are written very less. Here it is asking about the total power dissipated. Now they have just used directly the formula resultant power. It is simply as both these are in parallel, so the resistance will be your C 1 by P1 plus P2 equals to 1 by P. Either you should remember this formula directly or you should do it conceptually because they go. I never remember any formula. Like I don't like this formula and all because if there will be twist in the question, you will definitely gonna stuck. So first you need to understand, yeah, and if there will be changes in the question, you should be able to understand how to solve this another question based on this question. So for that method, for being that method, you need to understand the concept behind it. Theory. So I explained you the concept. Here you can see the right formula has been used. You can put here, and your correct option will come out to be 40 watts. Now, taking into account the significance, what will be the value of 9.9 meter minus, okay, subtraction of the, when we subtract two numbers, two significance, the final will result have that number of significant figure which have a least significant figure. So you can understand here it will be 9.99. So the final answer will have a three significant figure. So the answer will be an option first. Even you don't need to look too much in. Now moving ahead, a projectile is equal to the velocity. Velocity is given. If the acceleration gravity is the change in the velocity as a t second. Velocity at t second is what u vector plus a vector into t. Okay. U vector is what ai cap plus b j cap, and your t vector will be in y cap direction minus v t j cap. So your final vector will be ai cap plus b minus gt j cap. Taking minus out of it, there will be only change in the y direction. So there will be only change in the y direction. There will no change if we just multiply minus here. So minus ai cap minus minus. No, it's wrong. Wrong, wrong. It's minus gt. It is asking change in the velocity. Okay, it is asking change in the total velocity. There, acha, it is asking change in the velocity. Okay. Now again, I just wrote the final velocity at least. Okay, change will be what? V final minus V initial. So your this term will cancel out and it will be just your minus final minus initial, that will be like this. So it will be your minus bgt and j cap. J cap is missing in the option. J cap is missing in the option. So option 4 is your correct answer. Sorry, option 3, j cap, option 3 is your correct answer. Here minus gt, j cap. Option 4, here the vector is missing. So option 4 is wrong. Option 3 is correct. Yeah, they have done correctly. I just don't get it. Like it is asking about the change. It is not asking about the final. Change will be your what? V final minus V initial. Always try to understand the concept. I never remember the things was okay. So I just need to think on this what it is asking over here. Moving ahead, the quantities which have the same dimension as those of solid angle. Solid angle, like solid angle is given by what? It's your simply solid angle, that is your 2 pi 1 minus cos theta. Okay. So you need to understand its dimensionless quantity because everything is dimensionless. So here what will have the same answer. So arc, strain or arc. Arc is length of arc. Arc theta equals to length of arc upon radius. So length of arc with theta into radius. It has a dimension because it's a length. It has also dimension. It has also dimension. The third option is the correct answer. There is only third option which is correct. Now it's a Millikan drop question. Millikan oil drop experiment was performed with a viscosity of this. At the droplet of radius is observed to fall in terminal velocity. What is the charge in droplet? It's a complete theoretical question. Means that formula based question you will understand. Terminal here in the terminal velocity is given. The droplet radius is given. What is the experiences to us in the electric field is given. That is terminal velocity when the drop is moving in a viscous environment. To get the terminal velocity, the viscous force should be equal to the force generated by external force, that is usually electrostatic field. So after equating these two, the force will be your 6 pi eta RV, that is QE. Equating this, you get Q equals to 6 pi n eta RV by E. Putting the value, we get the value of Q. After solving it out, Q will come out to be this value 64669.953. So option first will be your correct answer. Okay. Now moving ahead to the next question. It's a direct question. No need to think too much on this. Now here it is asking the equation of a trajectory of a projectile near the Earth's surface in XY plane. Okay, is this horizontal range of the projectile given by? Okay, it is asking about the horizontal range of it. Okay, you know the horizontal range is given by y equals to tan theta 1 minus x by r. This is the general trajectory in the gravity. Trajectory means like if a ball is projected in the gravity, the whatever the trajectory follows is given by this equation. So comparing these two equations, we can get the value of what is asking. We can get the value of range because it's asking about the range. So we can compare this. Okay, here there is x term, there is a x square term. So we just need to make in this way. So what we can do here? As you can see in the explanation that what they have done, I can also do it like it's not a big deal. So it needs to mix in this format. Now the first we need to make one here. So just take common out ax, then it will become 1 minus uh, bx by a. There will be bx by a. So here it will be we can just take b outside this. So range will be a by b. Option one is the correct answer. You just need to compare these two equations. One equation is given. You need to compare this equation with a standard equation. Now, three balls are connected in circuit for the rank of balls decreasing on the brightness. It is asking about the brightness. It's again a theoretical question. You know that you need to understand the current through here. Okay. If the let's suppose there is a V voltage and the current through is I, and here it will be I1, here it will be I2, and here again it will be I. Now, identical balls means the resistance are same, means I1 equals to I2, but I is greater than I1 and I2. Okay, so let's suppose it is I, so it will be something I by 2, I by 4. You can understand anything, but I1 equal to I2 because the resistance is same for both. So your current will be same. Okay, no need to worry. Resistance is same for both, so the distribution of current will be same for both. Now, so more the current in this, so means the brightness of this will be great. So the brightness of B1 is more, but the brightness of B2, B3 will be same. Option third is the correct answer. It's a theoretical question. No need to think too much. Now moving ahead, the capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor with air medium. In air it is given. You know C equals to A epsilon naught. Okay. Q equal to CV, C equal to Q by V, C equals to A epsilon naught by D. This is your capacitance formula. Introduction of dielectric medium, the capacitor becomes this. Okay. And then it's like the final capacitor becomes this. So your final capacitor will be what? K A epsilon naught by D. So just take the ratio of C final minus C initial. It will give you the value of K. Simple question. C dash by C. So it will be simply your 5 K. Now it is what it is asking. It is asking permittivity. Okay. You know K is equals to what? Epsilon by epsilon naught because it's the relative permittivity. You know epsilon of medium is equals to epsilon naught into epsilon r. So this will be your distance. So your this is your K. Simply. Sorry, this is your K. Relative permittivity is your K. So from here we get this. What the value? The permittivity of the medium. Epsilon is the permittivity of medium. So it multiply with the relative permittivity into the epsilon naught permeability of the free space. Multiplying it, we get the value 0.44 into 10 to the power minus 10. Option number third is your correct answer. Now moving on, it's an integration And it's a simple integration, just do two boxes and solve. You know a plus b का whole cube, a cube plus b cube plus 3a square b plus 3a b square. Expand this equation, just integrate inside dx, put the limit. Or you can do one day, it's an even function or odd function. It's minus 1 to 1. Putting the value minus 1 to 1, we need to check it out. Whatever is like it's an a square, it will be not 0, it will be not 0, it will be 0. Because minus 1 to 1 even function. Or you can just don't need to think if you don't know that much math. You just need to expand it and do the integration for your needs students. This is your answer, 52. Moving ahead to the next question. If EA with electric field strength or short electric dipole at a point on axial line, E with the on equatorial line, then okay. It is asking the axial line. It's simply your 2 kp by r cube, 2 kp by r cube, and at equatorial line it's this, it's simply your kp by r cube. So it's axial is 2 times of equatorial. Once you multiply 2 with the equatorial, it becomes the axial. So it's a complete theoretical question, no need to think too much. If you have read theory well, you can give it. In parallel combination and cells, we often is asking more voltage or more current. Okay, in parallel combinations of n cells, if n cells are connected parallel, so what will be voltage? The voltage will becomes n times less, but the I equals to V by R. Resistance will become R by N. So your voltage, there will be more current. Okay, there will be more current. You can read the explanation also here. When the cells are connected in parallel, total current delivered by the combination increase. Each cell contributes individual current, and since they are connected in parallel, total current adds up. Exactly. Moving to the next question. Two charge Q1 and Q2 is placed at this distance. Okay. A third charge Q3 is moved along an arc of a radius, okay, 40 centimeters from C to D. The change in potential energy of the system, okay. It is asking the change in potential energy. So first you need to understand it out. Like okay, it's asking the change in potential energy. Okay. First two charges are here, placed that is now shown in the figure. A third charge Q3 is moved. So first you need to understand initially what will be there. If there are three charges at initial configuration, the potential energy will be given by K Q1 Q2 by R1 2 plus K Q1 Q3 by R2 3, and there will be one C2 will be 3 ka factorial by 2 ka factorial into 1 ka factorial, 3 into 2 ka factorial. It will be your 3. There will be 3 combination. Then there will be your 2 3. Q1 and Q2. The potential energy you need to understand it out. Okay. In a series the charges are like this. So there will be potential energy between this, there will be potential energy between this, and there will be potential energy between this. This is your initial configuration. After that, when the charge is here, there will be potential energy between this, there will be potential energy between this, there is a potential energy between this. So you know the final potential energy, you know the initial potential energy. Just change, get U delta U, that is U final minus U initial. Well, let me check what they have did. A Q1 Q3 Q2 Q3. Where is Q1 Q2? They have forgotten Q1 Q2. It's wrong. Again, it's wrong. They have wrongly done. Yeah. As there are three charges in system, so you need to understand it out. If there are three charges in system, then there will be three out of two taking. We will get the result as a three. So there will be three terms in the potential energy. U initial will be your U12, U13, U23. This will be your solution. u initial. U final will be again the three terms. Okay, but the distances are different. But you can, okay, I can do it in, let's suppose the two things are same. Let me do it. U initial will be this. What will be your U final? U final. I am writing here. U final. Okay, let me write here. Let me erase this thing here. I should write it here. They have done wrongly, I think. That's why I always tell you to focus on the concepts. U final will be what U? Let's suppose U final will be U dash. So U dash 1 2 plus U dash 1 3 plus U dash 2 3. Okay. Now your delta U will be what? U final minus U initial. So U final will be U dash 1 2 plus U dash 1 3 plus U dash 2 3 minus U 1 2 U 1 3 U 1 minus U 2 3. Now U1 U dash 1, U dash 1 means what? It will come here. So between 1 or 2, the configuration didn't change. So 1 or 2 will directly get cancelled out. There is no use of 1 or 2 because the configuration initially the configuration is here, finally the configuration is again here. The configuration between 1 or 3 changes, the configuration between 2 or 3 changes. Yeah, this will remain and this will be cancelled out. So you just need to calculate u dash 1 3, u dash 2 3, u 1 3, u 2 3. Just calculate it, put it here and get the solution and result also. I don't know whether their option is wrong or right. So I'm just considering it's right, but how can I take it as a right? So we need to calculate it because the solution is done wrongly. So I need to do the whole calculation. You can do it by yourself. It's not a big deal. Okay. I'm moving ahead. I'm just making you to understand the concept behind it. A particle moves in a straight line if the displacement and the time of the motion of the particle are related by this. Okay. The retardation, acceleration it is asking. You know, acceleration will be your first calculate the means like velocity, that is your dx by dt. So your simple it will be your 2x dx by dt equal to 1 minus 4 dx by dt. Get the equation in this way. It's a question of differential equation. Wait, like we can easily solve it out. Not a big thing. Okay, let me do it here. It will be more convenient to do here. There is more space. Let me check my things are working or not. Yeah, recording. Yeah. So your they have done it differently. Okay, I am doing it in different way. Okay. So your 2x dx by dt will equal to 1 minus 4 dx by dt. From here we get 2x dx by dt plus 4 dx by dt equals to 1. From here we get dx by dt equals to 1 by 2x plus 4. So from here difference it's not a question of acceleration, it's a question of differentiation. D square x by dt square will be differentiate u by v rule. U by v rule said what? It says that putting v up, differentiating u, it will be 0, minus putting u up, differentiating this will give you 2. So above it will be your 2, below minus 2, below it will be your 2x plus 4 to the whole square. It's your acceleration. It's asking about the retardation. So retardation will be your take 2 is here. Taking 2 come out of here. It will become your 4. It will be your x plus 2 to the whole square. So I think it will come out. It will become 1 by 2. They have written wrongly. Let me check my calculation. It becomes 2x plus 4. So 2x plus 4 to the whole square by v square. So taking 2 common, here it will become x plus 2. Taking whole square of it, it will become 4 above 2. It will be 1 by 2, I think. Here it will be 2. Option first is your the correct answer. Is there any mistake? They are getting different things. I don't know. I need to check. Let's do the thing again. Maybe I can also do the wrong calculation. It is not that I can always do the correct one. That's why I'm checking it again. Maybe they have done wrong. Let me do it again. What's the issue? We are here to understand the concept. No hurry about the things. Okay, let's do it. We know like it becomes like x square plus 4x plus e. Okay, differentiating with respect to t. So 2x dx by dt plus 4 dx by dt equals to 1. Taking dx by dt common, dx by dt is equals to what? Common. It will become 2x plus 4 equal to 1. Now dx by dt will become out to be 1 by 2x plus 4. Now it's become u by v. Now differentiating this function. So d square x by dt square will be u by v. In u by v, putting v above 2x plus 4. Differentiating u, it will 0 minus putting u over above. Differentiating this, it will become 2. Okay. We need to differentiate it with respect to time now. Okay, yeah, I have done wrongly. It's become dx by dt. Now I got it. Here it will be your 2x plus 4 to the whole square. Now your final expression will come out to be minus 2 dx by dt. At the place of dx by dt, we can put again this. Okay, yeah. 2 dx in place of dx by dt, we can put 2 dx by dt now. So 2 dx by dt is equals to be into 1 by 2x plus 4 to the whole square. Now it will become 8 1 by 4. Yeah. Option number third is your correct answer. Okay, no issues. Option number third is your correct answer. What the thing? So they have done in different way. I am doing in my way. So not the issue. Option third is the correct. If E and G are respectively denote the energy and gravitational constant E by G, you just need to understand the dimension of both and solve it out. The dimension of energy is given by this, the dimension of G is given by this. Taking the ratio, you will get dimension this. So option second will be the correct answer. There is no need to explain in this point. B1, B2, B3 are the three bulbs connected in shown in the figure. Will all the three bulbs glow? When all the three bulbs glow, current 3 ampere is recorded in ammeter. Okay. In which ammeter? Okay. Total current it is telling. I total is 3 ampere. Okay. What happens when the glow of the other two bulbs when bulb B1 get fused? Okay. The B1 it's a simple like B1 get fused. Now if the B1 get fused, you just need to understand that what are the options. It's saying that what will happen with the glow of the other two ones. Okay, you can understand that the bulb B1, B2, B3 all are connected in parallel. So the potential difference across each will be the same. If the potential difference across each will be the same, then there will be no change in the bulb if even if it gets fused. So B2 and B3 both bulb will what? Both bulb will glow the in the similar fashion. You can see all the connected in parallel, so the voltage on each bulb are equal. Now, if one will get fused, in case P1, then it will affect the power distribution on other two. So there is no change in the glow. Glow is your simply your represents your brightness, and this will depends on the potential across each bulb. So there will be no change because both are in parallel. If anyone would have been in series now, then there will be change in the current distribution over there. Okay, because the resistance of the bulb identical bulb. So suppose the resistance of the bulb will be same, resistance will be same, the potential across the same. So current always remains the same across them. So there will be no change in the bulb 2 and bit will. If there will be change in the resistance, then it may be possible that there will be change in there also. But here there is same resistance and potential across B1, B2, B3 are same. So if B2 gets off, no use of B2, B2 and sorry, if B1 gets off, there it will not affect B2 and B3. So option 4 is correct. I explain you in another way by taking the help of resistance and potential. They have also explained in the theoretical way. Now moving ahead. A player maximum range is this, then maximum height. Okay, range is given. Range you know that is simply u square sine 2 theta by g. From here, you range is given. Just just asking about the maximum. H max you know it is simply your u square sine square theta by 2g. Take the ratio, you get the value of simply take the ratio, you get the value. Okay, sine 2 theta can be understood in this way. Simply, there is a one formula also. Maximum height. Let me check. A player throws a ball such that maximum range. Okay, maximum range is given and maximum height is given. So maximum range and maximum height is achieved when theta is equal to 45 degrees. Yeah, it's in maximum range. Okay, maximum range. So it will be not just this is a range. Maximum range will be your sine 45 will be there. Theta will be 45. Just you know the value of 45. You just take the ratio and you get the value of x. Simple question. Now, two hollow sphere having a surface charge density sigma 1 sigma 2 same radii, the potential will be. Oh, it's a simple question. Potential is your k q1 by r. Q1 is equal to q equal to sigma 1. So sigma 1 into 4 pi r square. Sigma 1 sigma 2 is greater, so v2 is greater for sigma 2. Option third is correct answer. You can see the potential directly proportional to sigma. Moving ahead, 2 point charges A and B value this kept distance when the B is moved towards when the charge B is moved towards 1 centimeter towards A. Work done. Work done you can do in this way. You can just calculate work done by change in potential. Initial configuration they are at this distance x. Final configuration they are at x distance x dash. Calculate the potential energy in both the cases. Take the difference of it. You final minus units you get the work done. Same is done here. You get the potential energy. They have done in different way. You can do it by using potential energy. Moving ahead, the position of a particle is given by equation this, where t is measured in second, s is meter. Okay, the diameter is the two instant when the particle is at rest. Okay, just calculate dB by dt and put it equal to 0. You get v at t where they are 0. Just differentiate. It's a quadratic equation. There is a two roots t1 and t2, and for these two times the velocity is 0. So it will 3 or 1. And if you're asking is an interval, then 3 minus 1 will become 2. First is your correct answer. By solving, we get t equals to 3 and t equals to 1. What is it? Between the two instances where the particle is at rest. Particle is at rest means what? Velocity at t equals to 0, displacement is 0. Velocity is not 0. At t equals to 0, velocity is positive. At t equals to 0, so the particle is at rest t equals to 0 and is rest free. But in t equals to 1, the particle is at some distance from the rest origin. Oh no, no, it's wrong. How do you think in this way? If you have displacement in this way, pq plus 6t square plus 9t at t equals to 0, displacement is 0. Displacement is 0 doesn't mean particle velocity is 0. Okay, let's suppose if particle is going in this way, going this and coming back. At this position, the particle displacement is 0, but the velocity is in opposite direction. It has a velocity. Velocity is not 0, but displacement is 0. So if displacement is 0, it doesn't mean that the velocity is 0. Okay, so your velocity will be 0. This is wrong explanation, yeah. So the difference will be simply it is asking when the particle is at a rest. Rest means what? Its velocity is 0. There is a little bit misunderstanding. Like if they are asking, if they should ask in this way, where the particle's displacement is 0. This is the correct way to ask if they are asking about the displacement. But if you're asking about when the particle is at rest, means its velocity is 0, means the speed is 0, so then it will be your answer will be first. So according to me, the answer will be the first option. It is wrong. Option first is the correct. An electric current of this flows in a conducting wire of length is given linear moment of electron in the wire. Okay, if I will ask me the rate of momentum. Okay, you just need to use the drift velocity formula, linear momentum. Yeah, you know current is equals to what? VD NEA. From here, you get the VD drift velocity. Once you get the drift velocity, momentum is your mass of electron into drift velocity. Simple, calculate it to get momentum is equals to this. Second is your correct option. 35 number question. A ball of mass 2 kg is allowed to free fall a smooth horizontal surface from height this. The coefficient of resistance is this, the total impulse. It's again a simple question. Impulse is given by change in momentum. Change in momentum means P final minus P initial. P final means M final, V final minus M initial, V initial. V final your EV initial. Direction is opposite as you can see in the solution. First the ball goes in this way, then it will rebound. So V2 will be your E times V1. Simply you get V2, you get V1. You just need to calculate impulse change in momentum. That will be your option number third. Question number 35. If charge moved without collision through conductor, then their kinetic energy would also without without collision through the conductor, then their kinetic energy would also change. So that total energy is total energy is always like it is asking what is it asking? If charge moved without collision, okay, means like charge is moving without collision, means there is no collision. Okay, their kinetic energy would also change, would also change. So the total energy is never unchanged. Collision, the kinetic will also change, so the total energy unchanged. There is a whole wrong explanation is it anyway. Listen, if charge moves without, when in a wire, if something is moving, in a wire, if electron is moving, it it has an average velocity. Okay, that we call as a drift velocity. Okay, so if we need to calculate the kinetic energy, it will be calculated using the drift velocity, not with the other quantity. Okay, and if there will be no collision, okay, then there will be what? There will be change in the kinetic energy because what? If there will be no collision, let's suppose a streamline flow, there will be no viscous force, there will be no collision. All are moving in a streamline, so the velocity will be more, very much. Then what? and their interaction. This total energy is always conserved because there is a kinetic energy, and due to the collision there is a energy loss. There is a interaction energy between it. It's a very quantum mechanics based fundamental question. So you can't answer in this way. Okay. So interaction will be, okay, when there is collision, there is also interaction. Kinetic energy is less, more interaction will be there because of the collision. When there is no more kinetic energy, then there will be less interaction as there is less collision. So your total energy will always remain unchanged. The second is your correct option, but the explanation is completely wrongly mentioned here. Now, the errors in the measurement which arise due to unpredictable fluctuation in the temperature and voltage supply are called rational error, random errors. It's the definition of random error actually. Okay, you can see here the random error are those errors which occur irregular and hence random. Okay, these are the random errors. Now moving ahead, electric heater is connected to a voltage supply. After few seconds, the current gets its steady value, and then its initial current will be equal to steady, slightly higher than the steady current. Okay, it is also electric heater, slightly higher than steady current. Let's understand it. देखो, whenever there is a fluctuation in the current, okay, and when it got to the steady current, your initial current will always higher than the steady current because steady current means what? The steady current means saturation current, and electric heater is an if it is an ohmic conductor, so it never works in the reverse bias. So your if it is in always in forward bias, then your initial current will always more than the steady current. So the graph will always in this way. It will not like in this way for ohmic conductor. So in any electric appliances, it is ohmic following ohmic and not a semiconductor. So graph always go in this way. So current always got saturated. So initially it has a more current always. And also there's one thing like heating effect also changes. Initially the heating effect is more suddenly this temperature, like lambda Wien's distribution or lambda into T equals to what? Lambda constant, lambda equals to 1 by T. If it is red, if it is more, temperature is less. So when the heater gets fully hot, there is a red color that it is emitting. If red color is emitting, so the wavelength is more. Okay, wavelength is more, so temperature is less. So finally, the temperature is little bit less as the wavelength becoming more and more. So as the temperature becomes less, the temperature is less. So your current, which you know that the temperature is like H equals to I square RT. Temperature is less, so heat generated is less. So the final current will be less. So initially it is slightly higher. I have explained in two ways. It's upon you which concept you get better. Now next question. Water dipole moment is given. Electric field is given. Torque is given. Angle is there. You know torque equals to P sine theta. Apple given torque is calculate the sine theta. It's a formula based question. Sine theta will come out to be 0.023 degrees. So option third is the correct answer. Now moving ahead. Differentiate x. Okay, it's a difference is y equals to 2 ln x minus this. Just difference is the differentiation question. You can do it. Math. Just do the differentiation. Ln x difference is the 1 by x square it will be 2x cos x it will be minus sin x. So this will be your answer. Check it. The electric potential at the point O due to the segment. Okay, it is asking electric potential at this point. It's again question. You can do it this way. Two ways. First, you can calculate the field at this point. Okay, thereafter you can just calculate potential that will be your P dot dr. But it is a long method. You can just calculate potential in this way. dv is equals to a dq by r. So take a element, take a theta angle here, then d theta angle here, and take an element here and take element its length dl, and dl equals to r d theta simply. So your lambda is the charge in this. So, In L length there is a lambda, so your dq by dl equals to lambda. So dq is equals to what? So lambda dl. So your lambda r d theta, put here q dq is equals to what? Lambda r d theta. Here r will be also same. It will be d theta. D theta will be integrated from minus theta minus 30 degree to 30 degree. 0 now. So minus here to here. They have done in another way. I have done in the what I can say. They don't use integration. They just directly put r theta. Just need to integrate it. The theta will be your simply your theta. So theta it will be your what? Minus 30 to 30. So your 30 minus plus 50. So 5 by 3. Just do in this way, you get the answer. Second is the correct answer according to here. You can do the calculation. 41. The velocity of the particle projected in a vertical plane at initial velocity is this. Okay, velocity at a point B, it is same. Just the direction in y cap is different. So like second is the correct option. It's a theoretical question. When the particle is this way, it will be either in this way. Vertical component is this way, horizontal component this way. The velocity will remain the same, but the component sign gets negative here. Minus j cap. The mechanical quantity which has a dimension reciprocal to m inverse. They are asking about the m inverse. Mechanical quantity, angular momentum has a dimension reciprocal to m inverse. Mechanical quantity which has dimension reciprocal of okay, it is asking reciprocal of m inverse. Mass, the reciprocal of mass is m inverse, which has dimension m inverse. Therefore, the dimensional formula of gravitational constant has a dimension reciprocal to m inverse. Or it is the question is asking in a different way. It is asking that tell me which of these following has contained this m inverse. It should write in this way. M inverse is in only in the gravitational constant, not in others. So it is asking in this way, which of these four contains M inverse? And the questions also get making a confused because the language is not properly written here. The battery EMF interruption are connected. Which of the following is true? Potential difference across the terminal of the battery is maximum and R is equals to R. It is a potential per power delivered resistance maximum R. Potential difference is not. It's a formula. I have told in another BPT test also. There is the same question is in another business. The same question is asked in a different way to another BPT. There is a theorem which is called maximum power theorem. Maximum power theorem. By this, when R is equals to R, then there is a maximum power transfer to the resistor, delivered to the resistor. So it's a theoretical question. Second is your correct answer. Now moving ahead. Recession time graph, particle moving a straight line, the time at which the velocity of the particle becomes equals to its initial velocity. Okay, it is asking that the acceleration time graph is, acceleration equals to what? dB by dt. So velocity will be your ADT. Velocity is your area of this. So it is asking the time at which the velocity of the particle is equal to initial velocity. So how you can calculate the initial velocity? First, you need to calculate the initial velocity. So at t equals to 0, its acceleration is this. It's a good question, I think. It's a very big question. Let me do it by myself. The acceleration of time graph is given. Particle moving a straight line. Okay. Uh, area area is calculated. Okay. We get the velocity will be like negative. How we can calculate the initial velocity? This is the first question. Okay, here I think if you ask me one thing now, like here acceleration versus time graph is changing, it's not constant. At t equals to 0 the particle has this acceleration. The acceleration decreases, then acceleration gets 0, then acceleration gets negative. Negative acceleration means what? Particle is force is acting opposite to the velocity, means the velocity is decreasing. Here the acceleration decreases, but the velocity is positive, increasing. Here velocity is increasing. Here acceleration is zero. It attains the maximum velocity here. Thereafter acceleration is negative, velocity is decreasing. It decreases till -10 and it remains the constant for some time. When its velocity is fixed at this, and again the velocity decreasing, but it's again -10. So it is decreasing with a different rate. It's again decreasing. Then acceleration is in negative. It's decreasing means again its velocity increasing, and it's raised to the maximum. What it is asking? It is asking for what value its velocity is equals to the initial velocity. First, we need to understand now, like what is initial velocity here? What's the initial velocity? Initial velocity means what? It's a formula of jerk. It's not like acceleration is not constant here. It has wrongly mentioned from t equals to 0 to t equals to the acceleration is constant. Wrong. It's wrong. Acceleration is not constant. Acceleration is changing. Acceleration is decreasing here. From t equals to 0 to t equals to 2 seconds, acceleration is simply decreasing. So acceleration is not constant. First, let's suppose there is a body. Acceleration is 15 meter per second square at t equals to 0. Then acceleration is decreasing slowly. Acceleration is decreasing slowly. So it's but it is in positive direction. So force is decreasing. But so the velocity will increase. We don't know the initial velocity. We can't predict it. It may be possible that the initial velocity has some 2 meter per second velocity and from t equals to 0. Let's suppose a body is moving with a velocity 2 meter per second, and after some time we just start our time. Sorry, when we after some time we get put the value force here, and at that time we started t equal to 0 counting time. Then it has not zero velocity initially. We don't know about the initial velocity. How can we then predict it out? And the solution is almost wrong. Like the velocity, we know that the velocity we can get from the area. Let's suppose we calculate the area. But the area, देखो dv equals to adt, t equals to 0. Let me ask you one thing. At t equals to 0, we get here total velocity. We can't get it here acceleration is equals to what? Change in velocity by change in time. It gives you the change in velocity. So either in this question you have to give the initial velocity, or if you take u equals to 0, then you can make it out. As here it is wrongly mentioned completely. If you take u equals to 0, t equals to, initially the velocity increases, go to maximum, then decreases, but don't go to, didn't get to 0. But let me read the expression, what they have. I'm not getting it, the question properly. Therefore, the velocity t equals can found using the equation this value, this equals 30 seconds. Now we need to find the time with the velocity equals the initial velocity. Let's call a time t1. It is so the what is the velocity? Well, they have used wrong equation. Yeah, the velocity is not. This is a not miss. I have a doubt in the question. Simple. I have to think in a different way, or there is a data missing, because the acceleration time graph is variable, so you can't use the equation of motion. It's simple. And if you use this thing, it will give you the change in velocity, not the initial velocity. I have a complete doubt in this question. Wrong. The adjoining figure shows a Gaussian surface and charge distribution. When calculated, I can't tell you wrong concept. Okay, if I am not getting it, means I am not getting it. Maybe in the next video or in comment, I will explain the solution of it. But yeah, currently I am not getting the exact question here, so I can't tell you the wrong answer or concept. A spherical surface and charge distribution. When a calculating flux of the electric field to the electric field will be, electric field will be due to all Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, all simple. Field will be always due to all. When calculating the flux of the electric field through the Gaussian surface, the electric field will be due to, the electric field will always due to all the charges Q1, Q2 and Q3. Option 3 is your correct answer. What they have done in charges variable this Q3 out of all them Q1 Q3 so the electric flux therefore due to the field is due to, wrong. It's again wrong. Electric field is due to all the charges. Electric flux is due to only the charges inside the Gaussian surface, but the field is generated due to all charges, whether it is inside the Gaussian surface or outside the Gaussian surface. You need to consider all the charges here. It's again wrong. 46. In the circuit shown below, the reading of voltmeter and ammeter. Okay, reading of voltmeter and ammeter. It's the voltmeter ammeter. Okay, there is a one current 10 voltage. Again, there is a 10 voltage, and here it will be also again the 10 voltage, because the potential is same across this, same across this, same across this. So it will be simple, your V1 and V2 will be equal. So this, and now we need to calculate I1 or I2. I1 and I2 are total current. Okay, 10 volt, 10 volt. It's no, it is 10 ohm plus 10 ohm means 20 ohm. Sorry, 10 by 2 ohm, 5 ohm, and 5 V I equals to V bar is equals to 5 2, and no, so current will be greater, I1 will be greater. Fourth option is the correct answer. They are doing here like simply by, see here, look here carefully. It is I2 here, means total current it is asking in this. Okay, and it is I1 means total current asking this. Voltage is this, potential it is 10 volt, it is 0, it is 10, it is 0, it is 10, it is 0. So 10 voltage here, here it is 10, it is 0, it is 10, it is 0, it is 10, it is 0, it is 10, it is 0. So again this is wrong answer again. What can I do? Our fourth option is the correct answer. 47. A father raising his son one third of the kinetic energy of the sun, who has the one third of the mass of the father. The father's speed is and then the same kinetic energy as that of the sun. The initial speed of the father and son are, let the speed of v1 and that of v2. Let the mass of m1 and m2. What it is asking? Father racing with his son, okay, as one third of kinetic of the sun. Okay, the kinetic energy of father is one third of kinetic energy of sun. This is first equation. Now, who has one third mass of the father means mass of sun is third of mass of father. Equation second. Velocity of father is given, and the same kinetic energy, and then the same kinetic energy that, and then the has same kinetic energy that of the sun. There's one third kinetic energy. And then has a word is wrong sentence. Yeah, initial speed of father is given. They are completely are doing what can I say? They are completely making a confusing question. Here the question is the initially one equation is the kinetic energy of father is three times one third of kinetic energy of sun. Initial velocity of father is given. Initial velocity of sun should be asked. This should be the question. I don't know what they are doing. If you just do it and put the values, you get easily solve it. Father half mass of father velocity of father to the square by 3 equals to half mass of sun velocity of sun to the square. You know mass of sun is one third of mass of father, so it will be cancel out. You know velocity of father, you can get velocity of sun. It's a simple question, but again, what they are doing, I don't. I will tell who typed this question. Don't worry, I will explain you the questions. The charge Q is placed at the center of a cube. The flux coming out of any of one phase is simply your Q by 6 epsilon naught. That's Q by 6 epsilon naught microcoulomb turns. Option 3 is the correct answer. Two cities are 80 kilometers. Electric power is sent from one city to another city through copper wires. The fall of potential will be itna. Average resistance per kilometer. The power loss. Okay, it is asking about the power loss. 80 kilometer apart. Okay. 8 voltage. 80 kilometer apart. Total resistance. देखो length matters here. So voltage drop will be your simply 8 into 80 length, and the total resistance also length into each kilometer. Total resistance will be this, total voltage will be this. So to total power equals to vi. Power is equals to resistance and voltage is given, so v square by r. Just calculate power, it will be your answer. Last question. They have also don't mention the chemistry section here. Here combination of three identical capacitors, the resultant capacitor is 1 microfarad. The calculate the capacitance of each capacitor. It is asking the capacitance of each capacitor. Potential is between this. So let's suppose it's a V voltage, it's a 0 voltage. It's V, here V, it's 0. So all are in just series like this. V, all are in this way. So all are in this series. That means equivalent capacitance will be C by N. So all are just do this formula. All are in. Who told that they are connected in parallel? Oh no, yeah, what they are doing? They are just doing the wrong things. Let me check it again. I always check myself, but finally I got them wrong. What they typed, I don't know. I will definitely tell them yeah, what they are doing. Just suppose there is a V volt and there is a 0 volt. There is a V volt, 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 there is a 0 volt. And if you just open this wire, just make the wire straight, it will just look like this. Here it is V volt, then there is a wire, then there is a capacitor connected, then again there is a wire, then there is a capacitor connected, then there is again a wire, and there is a capacitor connected, then again there is a wire, and it is to 0. All are in series, so there will be 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2, 1 plus 1 by C3. So your simply your C equivalent will be your C by N. So C equivalent is your 1. So your 1, so it will be 3 microfarads. So second is the correct answer. They have wrong. They have done wrongly. देखो देखो here are lots of mistake in the typing thing or answer explanation or sometimes in questions are confusing. but I have explained you as much as I can. I have explained you the things which are wrong and which can be right. So don't get into that. You just need to focus on the concept and the reasoning behind it. Don't directly jump into the solution or the answer key. Just think like a concept. Think using the concepts or the theory, and then do the solutions by your own self. If you have any other questions, you can just mention in the comment box. Thank you very much.